that by the standards of his time, he was a successful man?
I think the answer is twofold. One, he didn't measure success in money, although he did make a ton of money and then ran out of it. But he would see the success as him just continually inventing and bringing as many things into the market that he felt could improve people's lives.
Maybe we measure inventors not so much by their successful ideas, but by the amazing ideas they had that didn't work out. Can you share a couple of Koopman innovations that maybe didn't take the marketplace by storm?
Well, there's one that's actually still in production, and I had never heard of it until I met our friend Lloyd Koopman here in the pages of articles, and it's called the Flexo line. It's a travel clothesline, and it's literally still in production. If you Google Flexo line, you can buy them online right now. It's just a little 3-strand rubber line, about 8 to 10 inches long with loops on the end, but it stretches out to 8 feet. So if you're traveling, camping or in a hotel and you need to line dry something, the Flexo line is there for you. He also invented these things called grease cups that allowed auto mechanics to grease axles without getting their hands dirty. The one I thought was interesting is the bottle cap cover. So the crown cap, the bottle cap everybody knows, was invented by some guy named William Painter, but Lloyd Koopman came up with the bottle cap cover. So if you had bottled wine that had the screw cap cover or other bought at the window, sparkling things in the bottle cap, but a foil wrap over the mouth. So the one that went awry, which the Army really wanted him to figure out, was his transport vehicle that made a 45-degree turn.
Ooh. Okay, so I recently saw a picture of an old-style automobile that had a fifth wheel for parallel parking. It was basically on the back of the vehicle, it kind of looked like a spare, and it would drop down and you could roll a car at 45, to 90 degrees to get into a tight space. Was it something like that?
It was similar, but his design was flawed because it kept breaking the axles. I feel like auto designers, and remember Lloyd Koopman grew up in the innovation age and was surrounded
wow, it's
by
going to be rough when this starts freezing in like 10 minutes.
And others.
It's 31.
He was right there trying to invent for them as well. So this was one of his great frustrations.
Probably by the time I get
really wanted to be able to go on a
to the office and get back to the freeway, this shit's going to be
I understand that there was one last Lloyd Koopman creation that might surprise music fans. Why don't you tell us about that?
Should we cue Blue by you right now?
Let's do it.
It's still got some pretty good stopping power, so it's just wet.
I feel so bad,
Yeah, so Lloyd Koopman put her with a guy named Bronstein, and they had a daughter, Linda. So sort of the pot of gold at the end of this rainbow is Lloyd Koopman's granddaughter, Linda Bronstein. And she remembered her wacky grandfather. She gave a concert at Michigan State University and recounted that her grandfather was from Michigan and that he had actually gotten kicked out of MSU at one point. So, not only do we have the toaster to thank Lloyd Koopman for, we have Linda Bronstein as well.
Mark Harvey is Michigan's state archivist. Mark, thank you for sharing the story of Lloyd Koopman of Flint, who brought us so many innovations, including some truly great 70s and 80s music.
Thank you. Don't forget to toast both sides.
Pausing the lights.
Thousands expected to shred the Traverse City area ski hills this winter. One of them, Boyne Mountain Resort in Charlevoix County, has been celebrating its 75th anniversary this week with a 3-day non-stop ski challenge that wraps up Saturday at 5. Interlochen Public Radio's Michael Livingston.
Well, they're really not snowflakes yet. It's 31, so I don't get it. They're like getting snowflake-ish when they hit the windshield. They're getting snowflake-ish.
I'm Frank Roeder, and I've been coming here since 1985. Back in 1985, my wife and I came up with 3 other couples, and we were, going to be here for 3 days. We drove up on Thursday. We came here Thursday night because they have night skiing, but it was drizzly rain. It was miserable, and we said, too bad. We went out and bought some super extra large garbage bags, plastic garbage bags, cut a whole head hole, arm hole, put it on top of our ski gear, and went out and skied and had a great time.
My name is Hillary Way. and I am the snow sports school supervisor. Most of our clientele that comes to Boyne are actually first-time skiers, and so we really pride ourselves in our beginner lesson progression and then bringing those clients back for future years. We have some clients who've been skiing with us and the same instructors for 30 years, and they've taught multiple generations of families. So it's really cool to see families grow inside our department. Boyne has such a great history in the ski industry, nationwide, worldwide. It's really cool to be part of that here.
My name's Matt Knoll. We're from Jackson, Michigan, south of Lansing.
I'm Jamie. I'm Hannah.
What do you guys like about skiing?
The shoe parks.
Hannah, what about you? Do you shred?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she shred. I can see it.
That's Interlochen's Michael Livingston at the foot of Boyne Hill, which opened January 10th, 1949. Another Great Lakes shipping season comes to an end on Monday. That's the day when the Sulaks close for annual maintenance. Massive freight ships are iconic on the Great Lakes, and they're woven into the identities of Great Lakes port towns. In one town on Lake Michigan, folks show their appreciation by greeting almost every freighter and crew that comes through their harbor with a sweet treat, free of charge. Michigan Public's Tyler Scott has more from St. Joseph, Michigan, better known as St. Joe Nuts by sailors in the know.
The first thing you got to know about St. Joseph is it's a boat-watching haven. It's a town on the shoreline of Lake Michigan, south of Muskegon. The St. Joseph River runs between St. Joseph and neighboring Benton Harbor, right near downtown. When freighters, hundreds of feet long and dozens of feet tall, come through, it's a tight fit, so the views are great.
That's one thing I like about our port, is just how small and, I would say, intimate it is, because you're up close to the freighters no matter where they're at. You're up close, you can see them very easily.
That's Harbor Master Mike Moran. We're driving in this truck on a snowy, cold morning. Mike keeps detailed records at the port, and he posts constant
What the fuck
updates
are we
for
doing,
nearly
boss?
8,000 boat-watching followers on Facebook. On this morning, the ship Manitowoc is sailing toward us to deliver
Yeah, you're
its
waiting,
freight.
bro.
But before
That's
we head
fucking
down to
for
meet her
sure.
at the docks, Moran has an errand to run. We're headed to a bakery. Back on April 2nd, 2021, Moran started a new tradition. When a big boat comes to town, he hand delivers fresh, free donuts.
How do
to
you
the
guys
crew.
like waiting back
So
there,
it
you
first
fucking
started out,
idiots?
we were just getting the boats in, and one of the boats was getting ready to leave one morning. It was one of the cement barges, and I asked the folks at the cement terminal, hey, can I get them some donut holes or something, you know, something for the road? And they're like, yeah, sure, why not? So I grabbed a box of donut holes from Dunkin' Donuts, and they lowered down a bucket because they'd already raised their gangway, and I put the donut holes in the bucket, and they hoisted it up and shipped off to their next port. And I thought, wow, that was kind of cool.
So he's kept doing it for the past 2.5 years. These days, almost every freighter that comes to St. Joseph gets donuts, unless Moran is busy with his day job at the hospital. Mike volunteers his time and was paying for donuts out of pocket. Folks started donating when they noticed he kept making the deliveries. The ship captain referred to the town as St. Joe Nuts once, and the nickname is stuck. These days, Moran sources his freight from a nearby bakery called Red Coach Donuts. Sam Ring is working behind the counter when we pull in. His wife Stephanie owns the place. Sam likes that St. Joe Nuts is all about acknowledging blue-collar workers with a tough job.
They're away from their families. They have to go out. It's treacherous out there. You know, they risk their lives and doing something sweet. It was all Mike's idea, but as soon as I found out about it, I was more than happy to jump on. I mean, it really makes our day.
Sam loads us up with a fresh couple dozen. There's chocolate, red velvet, the classic pink icing with sprinkles. We load up in Mike's truck and drive down to the dock. When we get down to the river, we can finally see the big boat nosing toward us. The freighter goes slow and seems almost too big to move as gracefully as it does.
I guess just cut me down so we overlap there, guys.
The radio in Mike's truck lets us hear the crew talk about how they're going to pull off docking this 630-foot-long vessel.
Oh, we got about another 30 feet.
Workers in high-vis gear and hard hats scurry on the ship's deck. Some of them swing out on a rope with a harness tied to it, land on the dock, and tie the ship down. A big mechanical boom on the deck swings out and starts dumping tons of black trap rock into a huge pile. Trap rock is used in construction and cabling. With the boat tied up, workers are milling about all over the dock. Deckhand Carl Chevalier yells out to Mike, asking if he's got the goods. You know he does. Carl jogs over to the truck and reaches through the window for the first St. Joe delivery of the day. One with sprinkles.
Oh, delicious.
Carl's been here before.